Curious, slightly grim, the most expensive thing you can own is not a house, a car, or a diamond ring. It is a cheap pair of boots. A person with money buys a good pair for $50, wearing them for 10 years. A person without money buys a cheap pair for $10, lasting exactly one winter. By the end of 5 winters, the math is brutal. The person who could only afford the cheaper option replaces them year after year, spending the exact same $50, but their feet are still wet. This mathematical trap dictates the physics of modern poverty. Maya is 26, works as a receptionist in Cincinnati, and earns $31,000 a year. She survives by purchasing the lowest tier option for everything: generic store-brand groceries, the slowest internet tier, the cheapest phone case. She does this because she has to. After paying for rent, student loan minimums, and car insurance, she has exactly $43 left each week. Last October, her primary laptop completely broke down. She needs it for her second job tutoring online, but she had zero capital to pay for an upfront repair. She used a Buy Now, Pay Later app. A $280 replacement laptop was split into 12 monthly payments. Once the hidden fees were added, the total cost reached $364. This is the central question of the scarcity trap. Why does the economic system extract the highest long-term costs from the people with the absolute least capital? The novelist Terry Pratchett named this dynamic the Sam Vimes Boots theory of socioeconomic unfairness. The rule is simple. A lack of upfront capital prevents you from buying lasting quality. This traps you in a cycle of constantly replacing cheap goods, which ends up costing far more over time. Researchers Sendil Mullainathan and Eldar Shafir documented how these financial traps actually impact the physical processing of the human brain. They identified the scarcity mindset. These brain scans show the difference. On the right, chronic financial anxiety acts as an internal alarm, occupying cognitive capacity and creating a gray zone of depleted bandwidth. Managing poverty-level financial stress actively consumes 13 points of cognitive function. People in poverty are forced to make high-stakes choices, while the system itself actively drains their mental capacity. A $10 bottle of olive oil contains twice as much as a $6 bottle, but taking advantage of that bulk savings requires having $10 up front. If you only have $6, you buy the expensive oil. A 2023 Federal Reserve report confirmed that the lowest income Americans pay 36% more per unit across basic financial services than those at the top. The technology sector works the same way. Without a credit history, you cannot secure a standard phone contract, which forces you onto prepaid plans that charge 30% more per month for the same service. There is even an appearance tax. Researchers at Northwestern University found that looking affluent, wearing tailored clothing, or having a specific haircut is a measurable economic signal required to secure job interviews. The modern economy functions as a series of nested systems that systematically reward capital while extracting a premium from those who lack it. Over time, the damage scales up. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau estimates low-income earners pay $1,200 more per year in avoidable fees. That is $23 drained from their pockets every single week, strictly as a penalty for the condition of having less money. This graph tracks 2 identical earners over a 5-year timeline. Person A uses an emergency fund to buy quality, leading to steady savings. Person B buys cheap replacements, creating frequent, jagged costs. At the 5-year mark, a $1,500 deficit opens up between them. Person B falls behind year after year, not through a lack of effort, but through a hidden systemic extraction she can never outwork. When you understand the math of scarcity, your judgment shifts. Financial choices that look self-defeating from the outside are often rational decisions when made under the cognitive crush of poverty. Standard financial advice to cut costs fails mathematically when a person's entire budget is already restricted to bare minimum survival. Access to quality goods and capital is the fundamental tool required to escape poverty. Right now, the economy operates like a multi-lane highway where one specific lane is blocked by dozens of consecutive toll booths, and only the poorest drivers are charged to drive it. Poverty functions as an expensive, involuntary subscription forced upon those who can least afford it.